Contemporary Conversations is a platform where people can have serious conversations which are not politically correct. The objective of the series and productions is to provide a platform to study a number of factors that bother our society, our personal lives and our careers. Now, to share more light on the conversations covered in the series, we're joined by Managing Director of Contemporary Conversations, Mbulelo Mayikana. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Great, thank you. Tell us about Contemporary Conversations. What is it about?
Contemporary Conversations is a platform that I created to have, like you said earlier on, conversations about a number of challenges that we have. It could be social ills. It could be also areas that bedevil, people within corporates, problems that they would have. I mean, one of the things that we do in terms of contemporary conversations is to write books about some of the challenges that we have in terms of the society. It could be gender-based violence, it could be teenage pregnancy, and a number of factors that we have as a society. And also in terms of corporate, in terms of maybe bullying that would happen in terms of corporates, and also perhaps the incongruence between corporate culture or espouse corporate culture and also what actually happens within corporates. So that's what Contemporary Conversations is all about, is to deal with contemporary issues that bedevil the society and also organizations.
Why are these conversations important to have?
They're important because currently we live in an environment wherein people are actually stressed and there's a problem with mental health, both in terms of the society and also in terms of corporates. And some of the challenges, because I have been a business consultant for the past 23 years and observing as to what is happening within the society, I've realized that some of these challenges come from the fact that we don't have, authentic conversations about some of these things. We normally have idealistic, conversations, conversations that sort of are meant to soothe the soul instead of dealing with some of the issues. I mean, if I can make an example, if you look at some of the challenges that we have as a society, I mean, you have, gender-based violence, like I've mentioned. And in terms of South Africa, for instance, we have a number of kids that grow up without their biological fathers. I mean, if you look at the stats as to what they are saying, in terms of the Black African population, almost 70% of kids grow up without their biological fathers. That is likely to cause social ills later on in life, which is what we're experiencing in terms of gender-based violence, teenage pregnancies, abuse of drugs, and a number of other challenges. So I created Contemporary Conversations so that we could have authentic conversations that seek to deal with some of these challenges, but not only just conversations, but also looking at what are possible solutions in terms of a number of these challenges that we have.
What has been the response to Contemporary Conversations?
It's been great. It's been great because besides just writing the books, we also do podcasts, we also do documentaries. Hopefully we'll see them at SABC sometime, where we go around the country and also in the townships, in the suburbs, in the hostels, and we deal and we talk to people. So these books and whatever that we do on Contemporary Conversations are not based on theory. They're based on actual data that we're getting from people in terms of the conversations that we have. For instance, if you look at gender-based violence, I did not just write the book on gender-based violence based on theory. I actually interacted with people from all walks of life to actually talk about what do they believe is the cause of gender-based violence. And the theory really is linked to a saying by Archbishop Desmond Tutu that says, we should stop just looking at pulling people out of the river, but we need to go upstream and find out as to why they're falling into the river in the first place. So when you look, therefore, at Contemporary Conversations, that's exactly what we do. We go upstream to actually find out as to what is the cause of some of these social challenges that we have and some of the challenges that we'll find also in corporates.
And I want to talk about the other side of the conversations, the respondents in this conversation. And I imagine it may not always be comfortable for them. How do you tackle that?
I think one of the things that I pride myself on is the fact that I'm very authentic in terms of how I deal with issues. And much as right at the beginning, people might be uncomfortable with the truths that come up in terms of contemporary conversations. A number of people would say, you know what, we wish we had conversations like the ones that we're having with you. and we're able to deal with issues from a realistic point of view, not from an idealistic point of view. And one person said to me, for instance, I feel like weight has been lifted off my shoulders because I'm now able to sort of come up with answers to some of the challenges that I've been having. So that's what happens in most instances when we start with these conversations, because they are not all the time politically correct, but they are real. And the intention obviously is not to disrespect anyone or to make anyone uncomfortable. But by the time we have completed and we finish with the conversations, people feel that they have answers to some of the challenges that they have in their lives, and therefore they can be able to now embrace life and be able to be okay with what is happening in terms of the world.
What is the end goal?
The end goal is to create an environment and a society that works for everyone. Not a society that works for a particular group or a particular gender or a particular race, but a society and an environment that works for everyone. And we have a situation where people's mental health has been improved as a result of the contribution that we're making as contemporary conversations.
12 books out, where to from here?
Well, what we're now looking at doing is to actually continue with the interactions that we've been having with people in terms of the society, but at the same time see as to whether perhaps we can have the work that we've been doing being part of organizations such as SABC, because a lot of the work that we do is meant to build the society. It's not meant just for people to get information, but it is to build the society and also reverse some of the social challenges that we have. And we hope that corporates and also governments will partner with contemporary conversations and see as to whether perhaps they can be able to contribute in terms of making a society better and making people's mental wealth positive. That's what we would like to see. Partnership with organizations such as SABC and other broadcasters and also corporates.
All right. Mbulelo, thank you so much for talking to us. I wish you could continue this conversation. Time is not on our side, but thank you so much. Mbulelo Mayikana is the Managing Director of Contemporary Conversations, and we're speaking to him about the series of talks that he has on currently to better people in South Africa.